Hello and welcome to McBride's Bricks. Ben here today, and today we're going to be looking over the very controversial Smart Brick. Smart Brick has got quite a lot of here online. One for the minifigures who you literally can't take apart, for the overpriced, and the fact that it takes like 2 hours to charge for like 1 hour for play. I don't think it is that, but it's something like that. The main problem is like the actual builds themselves. But let's see what we think of it. In all fairness, I do think it's a somewhat good idea. But we open the box, we see the actual Smart Brick. The thing that this is all about. This is gonna be the charging base. And it's normal charging base. It's like like the ones on the phone you like set it on, there's like automatically charges, it's like no lead. It's like that. Just keep it on now, it's charged for you. Now, there are leads in it, but I did not know this at the time, so I just used my own lead. So just letting you know. You also have this Smart Play guide, and it's very simple. Just goes over with you. I don't think I've had any of this. But it's also an app, which I never knew until I actually opened this. And then here's like basically the simplest one. So when you take it out, there's a whole bunch of things there. I just slow it down for you there so you can pause it and look at it. Basically, when you take it off, it'll glow a different color. That's how much charge it has. Shake it 3 times to wake it up, and it's not working for me, but it will. Anyway, bag 1, and now we have to build the first minifigure. We're just opening the bags here. Let's see the body. Now, it's okay. The back, it's kind of annoying that the back is like has a print on it. And the fact you can't remove the legs, you don't see why it needs like all the electronics in the actual minifigure. You could just do it without that. But there's also a shorter cape. But this actually is like a first me and Darth Vader minifigure, which I actually really like. And the helmet's really, really cool. Then you got a lightsaber, which is it's a lightsaber. Like it's obviously going to be cool. Then we're going to get started on the work, and there are instructions for this, so I'm not going to really go into like what you need to build for it. I mean, I never really do that in the first place. But I just want to talk about the fact like Lego kind of has a bad history technology with Lego. First was Lego Dimensions, which I have, and I played it on the PS3, but now I'm playing it. I'll be playing it on the PS5, so I can play with Sonic and Mission Impossible, because you're not actually able to do that on the PS3 without connected to the internet. It's a long story. Point is though, then they had this other theme with like agents. It was I really love the sets and the minifigures. I have a couple of them. I have like the one with like the kind of like the Vulture. It's like really big mech thing. But that had an app, and I do not think it went well. Don't think Monster Hunters had an app. No, they didn't have an app. Hidden Side had an app, and that kind of like, yeah. I liked Hidden Side, but I do not think I don't think I'll use the app like once. The sets were great, but the app was like never used. But now with the Smart Brick, it's not an app. You don't need an app. Well, I guess the most recent example of an app with Lego is Super Mario. I like it, but minifigures are just better. I do think are going to use Smart Brick with the minifigures in Super Mario, but I think it'll be fine. I just think the main problem about the current Smart Brick is that they introduced it with Star Wars. Because it is a lot of iconic sounds, and like I've only watched the prequels, I haven't watched the trilogy or the sequels. I'm not going to watch the sequels. But the main problem for me about the Smart Brick being on Star Wars is inherently expensive. There are a lot of like bytes involved, meaning that the sets are going to be automatically expensive, which does kind of not go well with the fact that it's Smart Brick. Anyway, Now, we got the first ever tile in the set that you use to scan with the smart brick, and they make all the sound effects. And now we're just building the part that makes it so you're able to actually like shoot with this thing. I do like the color recognition, and I do think it only works if it's like on the thing. If they found a better way to hide it, it would definitely be better. Like, so now we got that in. It's very, very simple. And now we're just going to be building this little contraption. Very simple. Put that there. It's going to be going up right here. You just build another one the exact same and you put it on. I do think that it would definitely be better if they found an easier way to cover it up. Because the part that actually is taking the most room is like the red part to make it shoot. And if they found a better way in doing that, the smart brick could be like way better. In all fairness, like my sister and my mum both think it's like really good. But I just think that I think it is good, but like it could be improved upon. Now we are building the first part of the wings for the ship. And it's very, very simple. You're going to need two of those. And then you add on these pieces. And just, it's very, very simple. You just rinse and repeat. You are going to need to build two of those though. So, yeah. And I love the fact that like, recently I built Soundwave and they use the minifigure like bases. And I really like it when they do that. It's like really fun. Anyway, you put these in and you clip onto the red and black clips. Then, now you're going to have to extend the wing parts. Then, it's very, very simple to build. It's just literally just like flat. And then you're going to need a whole bunch of these pieces. Add on those. Then tile it all off. I do like the design for Darth Vader's ship. Now we have these pieces just to line out. Then to make it a bit more bumpy. And then we're able to add those to the ship. Now the second one is literally the exact same except for the fact that the design with like those three pieces is flipped. Like I just skipped over like all of the building just so you can see the final thing, just because it's like the exact same. And look, the instructions do this, but then they make it so you have to build it again, even though it's like the one of the top right to see them in the bottom left. But it's like, so I just like built them both here because those are two the same, and then you just like put it right here. It's that simple. Then you just put it down and yeah, it's done. And look, for the next bit, I am not going to be using voiceover because you need to hear the sound, so yeah. Also, by the way, it's a 5.3 speed, so I am so sorry. Now that we are done with that monstrosity, we are going to be doing that later, by the way. We could get started on the second part of the build, which is the rebel stuff and the fuel port, or whatever it's called. Anyway, it's very, very simple. Basically, this one is where we have the green and blue things. We're building the blue one now. And basically, so it's like you're able to interact with it. The blue is like for fuel and the green is like for fixing. So you put it beside smart brick, it'd be able to like make fuel noises and like fixing noises, which I like, but yeah, you have a green hammer now. Look, I like this smart brick. I think it's okay, but I am so mad. I just wish they had a smart brick with all the sets, because the smart brick, some of the sets are compatible, like the Millennium Falcon, and I'm like, I want to have the Millennium Falcon with the smart brick, meaning that this, because it's the cheapest one, it's like £40. That means you have to like, they put down 100 just to get a smart brick with the Millennium Falcon, which is kind of like nuts. Anyway, now we are nearly done the set. We need to put in the satellite, and now we're done. Got some stud shooters, and now we are completely ready. And for the next bit, there will be, it's on 1 times speed, but there'll be no voiceover. I am so sorry. It is pretty good. Then, now let's put this in here. Damn it, I need it. Now, I'm indirectly, if you use you get easy to reload. And we put this back right here. If you take the fuel, you get like your refill fuel. That's it, done. And it's done. I am sorry for that, like, bore blast. But that's the set. I do think it is good. It is kind of upsetting that the can't go apart. But I do think the main point of it was just to, like, be able to, like, do all the things. Like, make it more like an actual toy than a building service. So I'd say it's like a 6 out of 10. Anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you next time.